Hello, today is Tuesday, June 2nd, and welcome to another episode of Money Tree. I've got several big announcements to make before we get into our episode today. We have guests that we have lined up for some upcoming episodes, and so we'll jump right into it. This Friday, June 5th, I'm very excited to welcome Mr. Tamuka Vusi Dube of from Tamuka VG Dube. He is a business consultant and an accountant. He holds a BS in financial management and a BS in consulting. His specialization is coaching clients on shifting their business mindset, a business setup, as well as bookkeeping, and tax guidance. And so, if you've been struggling with getting motivated in your business, or just if you're looking for somebody great motivated in life to go after your goals, as well as some advice on bookkeeping and tax guidance, you do not want to miss this episode. All right. Again, Mr. Tamuka Dube will be having him this coming Friday. On Monday, June 8th, our first guest will be returning, Mr. Jason Hall, to talk about real estate investing, business. He's a realtor, he's an investor, he's a businessman. This guy is just if you want financial advice, this is the guy to talk to, And so I'm so excited to have him back on our program this coming Monday. And finally, as far as guests, we've also are very fortunate enough. Now we don't have concrete dates yet for our next set of guests. We have Ms. Enyo Blej, Esquire, who's an attorney at law, and we have Ms. Yvonne Abuto, who holds her master's in public health in global health. They're the founders of Noire, which is a multi-service platform dedicated to advancing and celebrating women through strategic consulting, curated events, and community. These ladies, business women, are doing exciting things in terms of advancing the interests of women. They have a brand, Bella Noire. They've got a line of products that's so exciting. I can't wait to share their vision and their platform and their products with you. In addition to being longtime friends of mine, they are just such. Their creativity is. I admire their creativity. I admire their products. I'm so excited that they've agreed to come on the show, and I'm truly honored. Thank you both, Enyo and Yvonne. All right, so the top news, I think, if you're somebody who's interested in investing abroad, and in somebody in particular, I think if you are looking to grow your money tree in the continent of Africa, Morocco has emerged as Africa's top industrial economy. That is huge news. For the last, I would say maybe for the last 30 years, South Africa had that position. They dominated that position. Nigeria emerged, and then they'd been battling back and forth. I would say maybe starting 10 to 15 years ago. Somebody will correct me. Basically, there had been battle between Nigeria and South Africa for that top spot for a long time. Morocco is number one. And I think that'll have reverberations around, not just around the continent of Africa, but around the world, with Morocco becoming a top destination for investment. They have, in terms of South Africa, right now they're having a prolonged energy crisis, slower manufacturing growth, and a declining attraction to foreign investors. I don't know if anybody's been following the news in South Africa and some of the unfortunate things that have been happening. But Morocco has really done very well in terms of aerospace, automotive industries, growing and in tech. And by the way, my comments on South Africa are not meant to uh, it's not a disparage in any way. I have a lot of family in South Africa. So whatever goes on there, and a lot of friends in South Africa, it affects me personally. We have there's some investments in South Africa as well. So I just so my comments there were not meant to be in any way disparaging, but just to say that we're hoping that there is stability there and a resolution there soon. If I'm not going to get into all the details of what's happening there at the moment. There's plenty of it on the news. It is obviously still South Africa is still a powerhouse, an economic powerhouse. Has been declining, but it is an economic powerhouse. But the news that Morocco has overtaken both Nigeria and South Africa as the top industrial economy in Africa is huge, huge news. This means more competition. Well, I'll say this: Africa on the continent, as a continent, it's just exciting what's going on there. I'm if anybody's looking to make money, go invest in an African country. I'm telling you that right now. Go and study what's going on. There are a lot of people are moving. A lot of people are setting up shop. A lot of people are opening businesses. It's the fastest growing region in the world, and the rate and speed of development on the continent is so exciting, especially us from those countries and from this diaspora. It's amazing. There's a lot of excitement going on, but really my focus is on the news that Morocco has become the top industrial economy in on the continent, with all the wonderful things that it's doing to develop its economy. And so, again, if you're looking for a new investment destination, if Morocco was not on your radar, it definitely should be. All right. So, the main topic, the original topic that I was going to do, I decided to scrap it. But I really, really wanted to talk about relationships and building your money tree, right? And so, this is not, so I'm not a relationship expert by any means. But I think that certainly as somebody who is currently preparing for marriage, I have been in relationships prior to that, and in discussions with people I'm close to. I think that it's a discussion worth having, right? And so, in terms of building your money tree as a couple, I would say this. I think that number one, compromise is important, negotiating is important, and whatever strategy you decide to follow, make sure that the values that are both important to you and your partner are included in that strategy. Number two, find out what your saving and investing philosophy is of you and your partner. Share each other's concerns, share each other's needs as well, right? And be honest about those needs, right? And so, if your partner has a certain hobby that they like, make sure there's money allocated for that. If they have this, and if they enjoy shopping, have a certain hobby, if there's certain needs that they have, I say, make sure that those needs are always they're accounted for when you're budgeting, and as well as when you're investing, right? Because I don't believe in I believe in sacrifice, but there's a difference between sacrifice and deprivation, right? So you can sacrifice towards your goal, you can reduce your expenses, but you can also do it without completely making anybody in the relationship feel like now they're completely being deprived, and you don't want to be there. Trust me. And so I think it's important to come together and deciding on a investment strategy and a building strategy that works for both of you, and being open and honest about your communications and feelings about it, right? I think it's important to be honest about your relationship with money. You when you were growing up, relationship honesty about what your philosophy is on budgeting, on saving, on investing, and finding ways, and I'll say this: I think that if you actually open up to your partner about your true feelings, about your perspective on certain things, it'll actually bring you closer together. Um, and I think you will end up actually being able to share ideas, um, and grow together. And by the way, nobody has a monopoly on good ideas in any situation, right? The ideas I share on this channel are ideas that my own education, what I've learned, what has worked for me. But there are other ideas out there that probably I'm not aware of that could work great, right? And so be open to new ideas, be open to new thinking, discuss with your partner, compromise, negotiate, and have a situation where both of you can uh, can both be happy, you know. And by the way, I am no marriage expert by any means. By any means, I'm at the beginning of this wonderful marriage journey. So I know nothing, but what I am sharing is just, if you, regardless of whether it's a marriage or you're dating or a couple, but if you are serious with somebody, I think these are things that are to consider, whether you're officially married or you're in a very serious relationship and you are discussing a life together. I think these are things to, I think taking your partner's needs and history and everything else is something that's very important towards growing your money tree. Communicate, communicate, you know, and and um, and learn to forgive, you know. And if you know, your mistakes will be made along. You'll make a mistake. Your partner will make a mistake. You know, be slow to anger, be quick to forgive. Is something that my pastor in Virginia once said. I remember in a sermon, and or was it in Maryland? But be slow to anger, be quick to forgive. Understand that you're coming from different experiences, different life experiences, different thoughts, different relationships with money growing up, right? So just be very understanding of each other, right? So that's it for tonight for Money Tree. You know, no really no universal theme there. But I did want to, number one, announce the guests that are coming up. Number two, I think the news of Morocco emerging as the economic giant of Africa has, like I said, it'll have worldwide, not just reverberations on the continent, but worldwide in terms of where investors are going to go, where people are going to go to put their money, to build their factories, to put to employ people. It's huge economic news. And if you're an investor or an entrepreneur, I think Morocco is a country that you should be thinking of. And then lastly, of course, is when with your loved one, the person that you love the most, and your partner, just, you know, when you're building that money tree, take into consideration each other's feelings, experiences, growing up. Just communicate. Don't brush anything off. Be respectful of one another and love one another. Okay, that's it for tonight for Money Tree. I'll be back tomorrow with some new thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think about what I said. And I look forward to discussing with you tomorrow. All right, take care. Good night.